Becky Lynch has buried Charlotte Flair in an interview. Brock Lesnar's WWE return has been announced, and a former WWE superstar is coming out of retirement. Stay tuned. So Becky has appeared on Sports Illustrated's media podcast, and she has said some pretty heavy things about Charlotte Flair. So she has addressed the rumours of the backstage heat with the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, stemming from that backstage altercation that we've spoken about very, very extensively.
Yeah, and it all kind of comes off that belt exchange, doesn't it?
Absolutely, with the belt being thrown to the canvas. When asked about the confrontation and her relationship with the Queen, big time Bex said, "I don't know, man. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk. So what I'll say is the locker room needs a hero sometimes, and sometimes somebody's got to be a hero. I'm all right at being that hero. That's what I'll say on that matter." And then she said more on that matter. So Lynch was saying that there's trust issues between the two. I'll play the role of Sports Illustrated here if you would like to be Becky Lynch. Can you do the accent?
My career.
You ready?
I can't do the accent, no.
Do you trust Charlotte Flair?
No.
Are things difficult right now with Charlotte Flair?
Dramatic pause. Yes.
Were you guys friends and no longer friends?
Really long pause, looks off into the middle distance. We used to be best friends.
Best friends. So, I mean, make of that what you will. She's saying that she's got trust issues. She's essentially not the person that she thought she knew. Whether these are legitimate feelings or whether this is being used as a way to promote their upcoming match at Survivor Series. But you know what? If it is, and if we're getting worked, then that's absolutely fine with me, because it's a match that we've seen a lot of times in the past. So inject some sort of real life animosity into it.
Yeah, right. So what's going to happen? Will they kind of shoot on each other? Will it?
Totally.
Then both are mega deals for WWE. Mm-hmm. Like WWE will try, I'd imagine, to squash any beef between any and all of their talents as best they can. But ultimately, if it is true, and if this is really just a lot of animosity that's built up, people change, work environments change, people's work goals change, and people want to, do different things, and that can often lead to a lot of headbutting. And
yeah, for sure. Yeah. It felt like she wanted to say more here. When she's, "Do you trust Charlotte Flair?" No. It's like she's being watched by WWE's media people. Don't get me wrong, Becky Lynch could get away with saying pretty much anything. She's a top star.
Being that intern, just stood there with your collar, just like, don't say anything more.
Anyway, speaking of very, very controversial men, they're not men. This is a man. Controversial people. I'm a pro. Sports Illustrated, hire me. Brock Lesnar, a man who is so controversial, he's been suspended, fined $1 million by Adam Pearce. He's back. He's coming back December the 10th. But he's not invited to the show or anything. Despite his ban, apparently he's all right to head to the Staples Center in Los Angeles because he's buying a front row ticket.
That's madness. They're like $2,000.
Well, the ticket sales aren't great at the moment, so they need the top stars to buy the cat. To buy that.
Lead the way. Teach the fans how it's done. Get in there, Brock. Buy a ticket.
You can sit next to Brock Lesnar at the WWE.
Start just bringing back legends. You might be sat next to Mick Foley. Are you going to be in, I don't know,
Virgil shilling his wear on the front row on hardcam? Anyway, right, sorry, he's been announced. WWE announcing, saying that the Beast Incarnate vows to buy a ringside seat in Los Angeles for the show. So obviously he's going to jump the barricade, they're going to have a big old scuffle, whatever. Good fun stuff. And actually, I really like the way that they've dealt with that. It doesn't make much sense, because if you're banned, they probably don't want you in the arena full stop, but it's fine.
The only thing, that's it. I don't like the fact it was pre-announced. I know why they've got to do it, ticket sales and everything being how they are right now, but there was nothing better than back in the day, as a kid, knowing nothing about kind of the dirt sheet stuff, and then boom, somebody turns up in the crowd, it was like, oh, and it's sort of... I don't know, it was sort of the reveal of it on the night was always amazing. But
I get why they do have to announce it, as you say, but it would have been cool had the show starts and you just see this giant potato
you just have
sat in the front row.
2-3 empty seats, and then as the night goes on, he just wanders out and sits down, and then it'll be like, whoa!
Yeah, that would have been class. Anyway, you can expect to see him there, get your tickets now. You might be sat next to Brock himself.
What? What's the ghoul going to do?
What's the ghoul? The guy that's in the front row.
Right, yeah.
Oh, God, what if he starts...
what if he starts with Brock?
Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar guy next to each other.
Oh, God.
Speaking of controversial women, a WWE Hall of Famer, Ric Flair, has announced that he's going to be doing a podcast. It's the Woo Nation Uncensored show, and he's going to be doing it alongside JBL, Gerald Briscoe, and former WCW commentator Mark Madden, which is kind of cool, isn't it? The press release contained the following: I've had the greatest career in the history of professional wrestling. But enough about me, now about Ric Flair. And it's now time to have the greatest wrestling podcast. This is the first time in my career I'll truly be able to open up about not only my career, but the entire wrestling business. Whether you like it or not, learn to love it, because it's going to be the best podcast going today. Woo. So this obviously is coming pretty soon after the controversy surrounding the Dark Side of the Ring, Playing Right from Hell episode, several allegations about Flair there. It'll be interesting to see if those are mentioned during the show. I
don't know why he's not doing it with Conrad. I guess Conrad's just mega busy, because Conrad just seems to be the guy now. But JBL and Briscoe's podcast, I've heard good things. I don't really know much because I follow Gerald Briscoe, but JBL, I think, blocked all of us. So I don't really check it out. But, we'll see what it's going to be like. Mark Madden's interested, though.
Big news next. As a former WWE star, former Tough Enough winner, announces that he's coming out of retirement. We are talking about Maven, the winner of the very first Tough Enough competition. Maven, set to return to the ring for the first time since 2016. It's been 5 years.
I'm all for this, I think Maven, despite being kind of middle of the road and, just thrust into a very strange situation. Could you imagine just being thrown into that? You've still got moments like eliminating The Undertaker, which is just an all-time moment for me, when Undertaker's kind of like, what? And just gets back in the ring and decks him like...
Yeah, he had some cool moments for sure. He could go.
I'd be interested to see what he's like.
Yeah, right. I've seen pictures recently, because I think we did it as a What Happened to That Wrestler video. And he's still looking in really good...
Right?
Yeah, so he's still looking in really good shape. Anyway, you can see him at the Independent Superstars of Wrestling event taking place on November the 19th in New Jersey. So check him out there. And we're going to finish off by just sending our best wishes to another WWE star who we've not seen in a little while, The Undertaker, who is set for major surgeries. He appeared on the Normandy Invasion on Ticket Sports Radio, and the dead man confirmed that he's due to go under the knife in the near future and has surgeries lined up. He said, so I have both my hips, partial hip replacements already. I need a right knee, and so I have surgeries lined up. I got to wait until hunting season's over. Priorities there.
Yeah,
got to shoot some animals in the head
same
first.
Time, at the end of that, we're going to have Bionic Undertaker, and he'll be back for 50 more Saudi shows.
Stop it. He did also recently say, it was like this week, that that is not happening.
It's
never. It is wrestling.
We could get, as I said yesterday on the news, we could get Fake Taker back. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. The UK Undertaker, the guy that did all the indie shows as well. So anyway, hopefully those go to plan, and he has a great hunting season. And what else you say about that? There you go. Take care. All the best, Maven. We love you.
And rest up, Undertaker.
Yeah, rest up, mate.